A very good afternoon to everyone, and I'll be talking in this session about the transformation which is required in curriculum as per the National Education Policy. I hope many of you must be knowing about NEP 2020, or you might have attended certain webinars or session also. Is it so? Are you aware of the National Education Policy and some changes which it is going to bring? Okay. At least we expect some of the replies, or some of these people attending for 5 days, some response should be given. It's just that we are simply, you know just completing the formality that we have joined, and we have attended for the all 5 days without learning anything. But it's up to you. I'm not dealing with the students, we are dealing with the faculty. So you are the best judges what to gain from the faculty development program and what not to. But at least when some of the speakers, they are interacting, they are asking you questions, we really expect that it should be, some reply should be given to them. And you know that how bad it feels when no response comes from the participants. Anyway, so I take it for granted that you must be knowing some part of the national education policy, as I can see some inputs from the participants that, uh, okay, Shrikant sir said that we are implementing some changes. That's a very good thing. And most of you might have attended some session, or at least have the basic idea of national education policy. I take it for granted that basic idea is known to all of you, that what is the draft and what it intends to do to our educational system. So let me share my screen. Yeah, is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, dear friends, as you all know that NEP 2020, which is a the draft framework which came in 2020, and it has to be implemented now, and especially in like this year, most of the NITs, central universities, IITs, they will start implementing in the technical education side. At the school level also, it has been started, some steps are taken to implement this NEP 2020 at some levels. So basically, this education policy is, you know, uh, going to alter or going to overhaul the entire education system. You know, because if we see the present higher education system, see, NEP talks about for the entire educational ecosystem, starting from the very beginning, from the nursery, when the student will enter into the schooling, till he completes his graduation, post graduation, for the entire years which a student is spending into getting the education. That has been modified. But because right now the we are all from the higher education system, and especially the technical education system, so my focus for this presentation will be only for the higher education system, right? So if you see, dear friends, in the present education system, right now the status is that we have totally stringent, well defined, you know limited in the boundaries, all the our education system. That is, after class 10th only, or class 12th, we start deciding that in which field or which domain the student should go, or which he has to select, not start deciding. In fact, the student has to select the discipline or the field in which he wants to study. And not only study, but once he chooses his discipline, he has to study only those subjects, he has to move only in that direction, and not only study but earn the livelihood also in that field, and the entire life he has to be in that domain. So if I choose electron engineering in plus one plus two, like sciences in plus one plus two, then after plus two I have a limited choice of either I can do engineering, I can do BCA, I can do BSc, so limited streams. And once again, then I am again pushed forward to another boundary, say electronics and communication engineering. So again, that boundary or that discipline, then all the subjects, all my education, all my knowledge, all these skills will be related to only electronics and communication, right? Once the degree is over, MTech is over, then getting the job will also force me into that stringent boundary of the job related to electronics and communication engineering. So entire my life I have to live with this discipline and everything related to this discipline. So very specific institutional setup we have in our system. There is no flexibility, there is no no choice given to the student, or no any such importance is given that what is the flair of the student, what is the demand of the student, what the student wants to learn, right? Very rigid and stringent boundaries are there, right? So and if we see globally, as I mentioned earlier also in my starting lecture, that global scenario is changing, because and moreover our universities, our education system has to be boundaryless. It is not constrained to a four walls of a school or college, or I would say university, or even state, or the country. So we have to come up with such an education system which removes these boundaries, which removes these stringent watertight compartments of the domains. A student of arts, he cannot move into science, he cannot study anything about science. Student of science cannot think of studying philosophy or psychology. Forget about studying dance or music or painting or arts. A student of commerce has to go in only this direction. The very stringent line has been drawn, or the pathways have been drawn where we have to move. So this part the NEP has taken into consideration, that remove the boundaries, phase out these standalone fragmented systems of higher educations, and come up with something such type of education system in which the students have, or the any child or any student has a flexibility, has a has that uh, flexibility to choose his own career, his own, what he wants to learn, how he wants to learn, what he wants to become, and how does he wants to earn his livelihood and move on, and how he can cater to his interest, his choice, his flair, right? So apart from the so many other pillars of NEP 2020, I would say, if I talk about the technical education and higher education system, so NEP 2020 envisages a multidisciplinary institutes which will have a flexible curriculum structure. So as in a very simple words, if I say that even I choose sciences in plus one plus two, and even I choose engineering for my career, even I choose electronics and communication engineering as my main discipline, but the curriculum structure should be flexible in such a way that along with studying electronics and communication, I can study some subject of computer science. I can study some subjects of, say, architecture, and not only technical related combinations, but I can study a subject of psychology. I can choose a subject of, say, arts. I can choose a subject of law. I can choose a subject of management. So the entire curriculum has to be multidisciplinary in nature, or I would say interdisciplinary in nature. Interdisciplinary will be engineering related to engineering. So electronics can study electrical, computer, that is interdisciplinary. And multidisciplinary is there is no dearth of or no boundary, no limitation on any field, any topic, any subject the student wants to study, right? So he has the full choice of making a innovative combination of what he wants to learn, right? The students can follow their passion. I have seen, you might also have noticed in your academic career that so many times the students come to do engineering only because their parents wanted to do them, because it was like, in society it was considered as a like good, okay, your child is doing engineering, so it means he's intelligent. So the benchmark to uh, check whether the student is intelligent or not was the subject which he was, or the domain in which he was moving to for his job or for his career. It was never seen whether the student likes that career or not. If our child comes and say, I don't want to do computer science, but I want to do photography, how many of you, or how many of us will accept this thing that okay, forget about engineering, forget about becoming a doctor, you go and become a photographer? No, because our setup, our system, our education system has made that set of bends, our mindset in such a way that we only think that the particular domains or particular subjects or particular field, if the student is following, then only he is respectable, he can earn money, right? He can get a good job, he can get a good family and a good life. So this changes the NEP wants to bring. So NEP offers choice and chance to change, right? So not only choice what to study, but also gives a chance to change uh, what he wants to study, when he wants to study. So it means total flexibility. What to learn, how to learn, where to learn, when to learn, and even the pace to learn. So, as I said, I will be talking much more about the curriculum part aspect of the NEP, and because that is going to affect us much more, and that is the field which uh, immediately or in the coming times we have to bring changes in our system if we want to implement NEP, right? So, the first flexibility is the flexibility of choosing what to learn. No discrimination will be there between the curriculum, extracurriculum, or co-curriculum. Right now, the status is these, okay, you are reading maths, physics, they are curriculum. You want to study the physical education, STPW, ethics, they are extracurriculum. You want, or co-curriculum. You want to study dance, music, sports, they are another, and no weightage was given to them. But now, totally, this demarcation will be removed. That is between curriculum, extracurriculum, or co-curriculum. No boundaries between arts, humanities, and science. As I said, every university, every college will have to be a multidisciplinary institute, right? Right now we have standalone colleges. One is arts college, other is science college, and even if science, engineering colleges, even engineering also, the only engineering colleges which are running say computer science or IT or electronics at the most. So they are standalone entities. Only law college, only group B management college, no. Each and every university or college will also be part of university, and they will have multidisciplinary. Under one roof, each and every subject will be there, so that the student gets the flexibility of learning any subject which he wants to. And then no difference between vocational or academic or scholastic or non-scholastic, right? So totally choice based credit system, that what students wants to learn, what topics he wants to learn, which subjects he wants to choose, how many credits he wants to earn in what frame of time. Everything will be in the hands of the student. So learning outcome based curriculum framework. So outcome based is still there. We have to talk about what outcomes are expected and what the student wants to learn, but it will be totally choice based and flexible environment and flexible system of getting the credits or getting any degree, right? So then you have the, so this is what he wants to learn. Then it is how he wants to learn. The flexibility of choosing the medium. Abhi tak what we are doing, it's a face-to-face teaching. The student has to come to the university. We take care of the attendance, punctuality, everything, and the student attends the classes. That's it, right? But now there is will be the flexibility of choosing how he wants to learn, whether he wants to learn through online mode or through offline mode. He has the flexibility to choose some subjects from the SWEM portal, from the NPTEL portal or Coursera or MIT. So a blended or hybrid mode of learning the student can opt for. That is, some subjects he can go for the classroom teaching, some subjects he can go for the online teaching, some subjects he can go for the these portals, right? So digital education, we all know that so much focus and so much is going on in terms of the distance learning. And then not only digital learning, the distance learning mode, which was up till now looked upon like that, okay, if you are from distance learning mode, you are not intelligent, or your degree is not valid, or you are not uh, like eligible for some kind of jobs or uh, further degrees. But now, as you might have noticed, that UGC has given this, that each and every open and distance learning model or online uh, module, like any degree which has been taken by the distance learning mode or online mode, has the same equivalence as the degree taken by the offline mode. But the only thing is that the online mode or the distance learning mode by which the degree is attained, it has to be from the top 100 university, as depending upon the NIRF ranking, or if you are taking from the world university, then QS ranking has to be top 1000, or any other institute in India whose NAC, who is NAC accredited, and minimum score, that is A, at least it should have the A grading, right? So if any student wants to get a degree in the online fashion, right, or so, it if that university comes under this category, then his degree is same, like his degree is equivalent, it should be treated equivalent as compared to any degree which he attains in the uh, India, right, through the offline mode. So any this is that how, what flexibility we are giving to the student, right? Then where he wants to learn. Right now also we can say that there is flexibility, that the student can choose the institute of his own choice based upon the merit, that he can choose IIT or NIT or any private or medical sciences college or law college, NLUs and so on. But now further choice is there, right? So flexibility to choose the teacher also. Suppose I am now studying, a student is doing his MTech and NITTTR, and he thinks that a subject, like I teach artificial intelligence. So if he thinks that the uh, Meenakshi ma'am is not teaching artificial intelligence properly, or I'm not happy with it, and the same subject is being taught by any teacher at IIT Delhi, so he can enroll there. The student will have full flexibility to enroll for that subject and teach and learn from that teacher, give the exams there, take the credits and give it to the parent institute, right? So it means it's not mandatory that now the students will be forced to be taught by the same teacher in their college. They, if they want, they can choose their own teacher depending upon the subject matter, and they can learn from there, right? So similarly, as I said, the flexibility to take choose the institute in terms of the various subjects also. So your student is enrolled at NIT, say NIT Delhi, but he wants to take some course from IIT Delhi. He wants to take a management course from IM. He wants to take a law course from say NLU. So he can choose those subjects and those courses and attend those classes online, take their exam, get themselves evaluated, and get the mark sheet and give it to their college, right? So these type of flexibility, and the other flexibility is the pace, that what is the how the student is, what is the pace of the student. Like suppose, like we all know, in every class we have 10% of such students who are very fast learner, intelligent, and they get to learn faster and they respond very quickly, and some of them are slow learners, right? So every time the teacher has to maintain a balance between that, the slow learners also get to learn what we are teaching, and the fast learners, though, they will get it. So now the NEP says that why should any student who is a fast learner, he should compromise his learning because of the presence of slow learners, or other way, vice versa. Any student who is a slow learner or who is not very intelligent, why he should he should not be able, he could not be able to cope up with the learning capacity of the other students, so why he should suffer by getting less marks? So the flexibility is to be provided to the students of choosing the number of subjects in the like semester. So if you are a fast learner and there are say 6 subjects in one semester, and the student feels that he is capable to learn fast and get more credits, then he can have the number of uh, more subjects he can choose from the coming semester, say 2 subjects more, and he can appear for the exam and get the marks. Similarly, slow learners, if they think that I am not able to cope up with the subjects, he can choose 4 subjects, and remaining 2 subjects he can move on with the other, right? Here the light has gone, so I don't know how long the UPS will work. Anyway, so another thing is the multiple entry exit system, which I think all of you must be now well aware of, because most of the colleges have started uh, you know uh, implementing it. So present scenario is, if a student enters in a 3-year course, degree diploma course, or just a second. हाँ जी मैम, लाइट चली गई। हाँ जी, मैं मैं करनी है मैम, मैं कर, हाँ जी, पता नहीं मैम, देखते हैं। Okay, so give me a second. So multiple, and so present scenario is that uh, a student who is entering into the 4-year course or 3-year diploma course, he it is mandatory for him to complete the course, right? So अक्षय लाइट चली गई मैडम के पास है, एक बार चले जाना, उनको बोर्ड बोर्ड चाहिए, क्या चाहिए? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डिपार्टमेंट में नहीं था पहले, गिल सर को बोलते, मैं यहाँ सेशन ले रही हूँ, मेरा भी लेक्चर चल रहा है। So there was no flexibility of leaving the course. There was flexibility of leaving, that a student can leave and go, right? But there was, the student then cannot come back, or student does not have any flexibility of renewing his uh, yeah, the degree, or renewing his the program. So NEP says that it will give the flexibility of this, the flexibility to the students for exiting from any program at any time, like completion of after 1 year or 2 years. Like Let give me example. Suppose a 4 year program, degree program is there. So if a student wants to leave his study after completing 1 year, he has that flexibility. And it's not that he can go no doubt, abhi bhi he can go, but when he leaves after 1 year, after gaining certain number of credits, then he will get a one certificate. A certificate will be given to him which will make him employable in the industry. So after 1 year, if he completes his number of credits, he can move out, he can earn, he can get a job, and then he can come back, right? And when he comes back, he has that flexibility of returning back to the institute. When he comes back, he has not to start from the very beginning. He can start from the second year of his degree program. So as now we have lateral entry. So similarly, the student who has left his study after 1 year or 2 year, he can come back and rejoin his second year, right? And continue from the point where he left. So, and then he completes his second year. Again, suppose some compelling circumstances where the student has to leave, again, he will have the to leave after 2 years of his study. And when he leaves after 2 years, he will have the he will be given a diploma certificate, so that he is now eligible for getting a job in the industry, job in the market after attaining the diploma. And when he wants to resume, he can again come back and start in the third year of the program. So multiple entry and multiple exit can take place, and no need that the student will lose that 1 year of his studies or his money which he has spent, time which he has spent, that will not go waste, and the student can move on uh, after 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years. But yes, there will be there will be a constraint, that it's not that a 3 year program the student can spend 10 years uh, in completing that 3 year program. So this constraint is that within 7 years he has to complete his degree, right? Let me join through the my mobile because I think it will go anytime. So when we are saying that, okay, if now light goes, then also it's okay. But I'm sorry that you will not be able to see the presentation. So you can just listen to me. So when we are saying that so much flexibility will be given to the student, that whether he wants to uh, learn at his own pace, or he wants to learn through online fashion, he wants to learn from a different university, he wants to have multiple entry and exit, then who is going to take care that how his credits will be maintained, how his degree will be checked? All these things have to be taken care, and that will be through the academic bank of credits, right? So academic bank of credits is basically, like as the name suggests, is a academic bank where the student will credit his marks or credits whenever he keeps on earning. So as he completes like four subjects, theory, practical, the credits which he has earned, it will be stored and reposited in the bank. That is academic bank of credits. And whenever, you know
there will be total mobility. So if a student is getting a credit from the online classroom, that credit will be accumulated. If a student is leaving after 1 year, when he comes back, those accumulated credit he can use. So this bank will act as a repository where the credits will be added upon, restored, and whenever the student wants, he can take out those rewards. So such every student, like we are having NAD right now, I think most of the colleges you must be doing that. The deposit national academic depository is there, where detail of each and every student is there. So with that, the ABC will be linked. So every student will have a depository in which the number of credits he is earning every semester, every time, from any source, for any subject. So a student of electronics, if he's choosing a subject of law, his credits will be there. Student of computer science choosing a subject of philosophy, his credits will be there. So a entire setup will be there for the ABC, right? So it is a storehouse kind of thing where the student will deposit. And whenever the student wants, like as I said, he wants to leave after 1 year, so there is a minimum criteria, like 46 credits he has to earn. So if he has earned 50 credits, he can resume his 46 credits and leave his studies, take that diploma, that certificate, and then move out. And when he comes back, so the remaining 4 credits which he has already stored in his ABC, he can redeem those and continue further for his second year, right? So like this, and then again he covers certain courses as per his pace, as per his flair, as per his requirement. He can accumulate those credits, and whenever the student will want, he can redeem those credits, store those credits, and move on till. So now it will be not game of semester or time frame of 3 years, it will be game of credits. So that is, if it will be like 120 credits for the degree. So in a entire semester degree, if a student wants, he has to cover 120 credits. So if he is, what subjects he is choosing, how he is choosing, and from where he is choosing, how he is learning, that all will be taken care by the student himself, right? So now the question will be, it means the student takes admission in one private college or any affiliated college, and then he can learn from all NITs and IITs. No, it won't be there. Their proper statutory conditions are laid down by UGC, that every college or university will have some certain 10% or 20% of the seats where the students can apply for taking their session, right? It will not be that. Then what will happen? There will be overcrowding in the NITs, IITs, or any good colleges which we consider, and rest of the colleges the teachers will not be there, right? Okay, so anyway, so light is not there. I can continue with the my mobile only. So so every the flexibility which the UGC or the government is providing, it will not be like that. The total flexibility is given to the students. There will be flexibility. The choice will be there, but with certain constraints. So, like when we say multiple entry exit, so it is N+2. That is, if a course is of 4 years, the student will have 6 years. That 6 to 7 years, he can come and go and complete his degree. It will not be like that. That the it is 4 year course and student is doing multiple entry exiting for the 10 years. No, the college will not be available for those. Similarly, for uh, high pace and low pace category, that in that case also it won't be like that uh, a student of 4 year degree can complete his degree in 1 year or 2 years. Maximum of one semester flexibility will be given to the student, that if he's a fast learner, he can complete his 4 year or 8 semester course in the 7 semesters or 6 semesters, not more than that. Or he's a slow learner, then he can complete in the um,
if it is a 8 semester, he can complete it in 10 semesters. So this is how the curriculum has to be restructured, and it is high time that uh, you people from the academic part, they should start restructuring. Many colleges have already done, like I'm in BUS of Thapar, so there we have come up with the electronics, computer science with psychology. Yeah, there is one more concept which I would like to highlight, that is the concept of getting major and minor. Right now we have the like we get a degree in the computer science or degree in the electronics. Right now the NEP envisages that we can, the student will have the flexibility of getting a dual degree, that is a major in say electronics and minor in say computer science. So it means if the total credit is say 200, so at least 60% of the credits, that is 60% of the subjects, have to be learned uh, from the electronics domain, which is the major domain, and remaining 40% can be learned from the minor domain. Say it can be computer science, it can be psychology, it can be philosophy, it can be humanities, it can be geography, any. So student can have one major and one minor, or the student can have double major also. Right. So this type of curriculum restructuring has to be done at every level, where the students have to be provided the flexibility. And to get such type of restructuring, obviously we need to have the multidisciplinary institutes. So NEP 2020 says that, uh, and moreover, this, as in previous session also, the concern was that about the affiliated colleges, because affiliated colleges are totally run by the policies and administration of the university. So that the NEP is going to phase out all these affiliation colleges and the private colleges which are just running with one or two subjects or one or two streams in next 15 years. So there will be no affiliation concept, there will be no standalone colleges, there will, in every district, there will be one multidisciplinary educational research university, they call it as MERU, which will have all the disciplines, and all the students or the concerned colleges will run under it, so that the students do not feel handicapped, and like handicapped in terms of choosing a subject. So whatever they think, whatever their passion is, the student can pursue their passion, and he should get the facilities for pursuing his passion, pursuing his passion in every field. Right. So similarly, like if we talk about not only the curriculum, so we also talk about again the same concept, the pedagogy, how to teach. That flexibility will also be given to the students, right, or to the teachers. Because when we say so much, then it means the teachers have to be given such flexibility. Not flexibility, but the teacher should be given the autonomy, the way of teaching, the way of the style of teaching, the way of assessing. So that also NEP talks about, that the faculty will be given autonomy in terms of teaching and learning processes. Right. Because right now the curriculum is totally forced upon the teacher, the way of assessment, the criteria of assessment is also forced upon. So teacher does not enjoys any flexibility. But NEP 2020 says this type of flexibility and freedom will be given to the teachers. And the this like, and teachers have to feel passionate about their work, because loads of work will come upon, and totally entire, you know, behavior will be expected from the teachers, or teachers will be not teachers now, they will be educators, because we have to look upon the holistic development of the students. It will not only be just monologue covering the syllabus and covering the subjects and checking the copies and that's all. No, total change has to be brought in the teaching style, in the contents of the teaching, and how to handle these students. So much changes are expected from the NEP 2020. So about teachers also, it talks that the the incentives, the promotions, they all will not be time bound like it is now. Okay, who is senior, who is junior, when he joined, so that will not be the case. If the teacher performance is good, his appraisal is good, he is performing well, then there will be no criteria of giving him like that he cannot be promoted before his senior or some time of incentives. So that also policy talks about giving the full freedom, enjoying the freedom of the teacher, and also getting reward of their good performances, right? So these are few things which NEP 2020 talks about. So similarly about the accreditation also, I would like to just put some light for the accreditation part, quality part, because right now the status is that every institute has to go for the accreditation to show that the quality is there. To so we have a different body. We have NAC for accreditation of our institute or university. Then we have another body for NBA, National Board of Accreditation, which justifies or quantifies the quality of a degree program. So every department has to go for NBA. Every institute has to go for NAC. Similarly, polytechnics have other accreditation bodies. The pharmacy have other, the MCIs. Then the architecture have COA, legal have their own. So there are number of numerous bodies, although they are government bodies, but they are different bodies, different parameters to accredit or to justify or to check the quality of the institutes. So NEP says that there will be one single autonomous body which will take care of the accreditation of every type of institute. And whether you are an accreditation right now, those who are already into this, they must be knowing accreditation is also like A. In NAC we call it as A plus, B plus, depending upon what is the score they are getting. Or for NBA they get accredited either for 3 years or 5 years. But in coming times the accreditation will be totally binary. Either the institute is accredited or it is not accredited. So totally binary decision will be there. No graded accreditation will be there. And one uniform body will be there for the accreditation, right? And then if I talk about the research perspective, again, the very right now very less emphasis is given on the research. And if we see the research index of our country as compared to rest of the countries globally, we are very low, right? So the government thing is moving in the direction of giving impetus to the research activities. So masters, PhD, but it will be these type of programs will be pushed upon and will be um, but each and every college will not be given PhD. There will be certain criteria on the basis of which the particular college can will be allowed to give the doctorate degree. It will not be that every uh, Tom and Jerry is going and getting a PhD degree or giving a PhD degree, right? So these are certain things, very few things which I've talked about NEP 2020, which is coming up. And mainly the curriculum restructuring is to be done, because rest of the other things, if I talk about, there are some things which are at the administrative level, most of the things governance level. Some rules are will be from the center or the state level whatsoever. The main focus or the actually the aspect which is going to affect teachers as well as the students is the curriculum and the various pedagogy. But whatever flexibility choices we are talking about, the outcome based education remains the foundation pillar of the curriculum. So whatever course we take, whatever flexibility we provide, whatever interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary subjects we do, but we have to follow the outcome based education. That is the outcome, what outcome is expected, how we are going to attain it, everything that
as that is the backbone of the curriculum. So it is high time for all the colleges, institutes to start restructuring their curriculum as per the NEP 2020. And we as teachers, onus lie on us that we are capable enough to implement this NEP 2020, because everything can be on papers, but effective implementation of such type of policy which is going to bring a very large change, that depends, that onus or that responsibility lies on the teachers and students, because we are the last point where the proper implementation will take place. So we need to gear up, we need to, and skill is also entrepreneurship skill. So much is talked about this, and we have to upskill ourselves, we have to reskill sometimes ourselves as teachers to move with the coming changes, right? So with this, I will stop my presentation here, and I'm open to any questions and queries if the participants have.